Everybody for Philadelphia 76ers. Here they come. Here they come. Here they come. Here come the Sixers. Clap your hands, everybody, for Philadelphia 76ers. Stomp your feet, everybody, for Philadelphia 76ers. Clap your hands, everybody, for Philadelphia 76ers. Stomp your feet, everybody, for Philadelphia 76ers. Clap your hands, everybody, for Philadelphia 76ers. Stomp your feet, everybody, for Philadelphia 76ers. Clap your hands, everybody, for Philadelphia 76ers. Stomp your feet, clap your hands, everybody, for Philadelphia 76ers. Stomp your feet, everybody, for Philadelphia 76ers. Here they come, Philadelphia, on the run. Stand up and cheer. Number one, Philadelphia. Here they come, team of the year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Sixers. 10, 9, 8, 76ers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Sixers. 10, 9, 8, 76ers. Clap.
Never doubted them 1 second. Never doubted them at all. No, you're not saying it right here. I didn't doubt them. I didn't doubt them whatsoever. I knew they were going to win game 6. I knew they were going to advance to the second round today with a dominating performance in Toronto, a dominating third quarter. James Harden was magnificent. Tyrese, Maxey, all Joel Embiid trolling the Toronto fans. Oh, everything was amazing. It was just simply fantastic. And I know what is definitely perfect for this scenario. Just play the song. Play the freaking song. She was, oh man, that was amazing. That was just a fantastic win by this Sixers team. That was just amazing. Man, it's always nice to hear this. It's the game. Play the song. Man, that was just a fantastic win though. Everything basically, it was very back and forth, very stressful in that first half, but the Sixers basically just ran away with the game at the start of the second half in that third quarter, just going on that huge run. Toronto was just basically bricking everything. They were going on these long field goal droughts. And, yeah, that's basically it. Everything evened out in the end. Toronto was definitely not going to be, that consistent hitting their shots throughout the entire game. And the Sixers, they just executed. They did. They executed properly. Their guys were going off. James Harden was really good. Joel Embiid was dominant. Tyrese Maxey was doing his thing. Everyone chipped in. And that's basically all you can ask for at this point. I know they did a lot of things with the Toronto fans in this game. Joel Embiid trolling them, when they were saying fuck Embiid. And then, Joel Embiid doing the airplane after one of his dunks. And then, he gets elbowed and the Toronto fans cheer. So, yeah, very classy. They're Toronto fans. Very, very classy. And they say Philadelphia fans are classless. But not going to complain about the Toronto fans all today, because what matters today after this is that the Sixers won and they advance. They beat the Toronto Raptors. They eliminate them, and they will move on to round 2 to play the Miami Heat. That's going to be definitely a series in itself, something we could talk about in the oncoming days, because that series is going to be starting on Monday. So it's basically just a quick turnaround right here. You get off for the weekend, you get to prepare for that. And then basically you are playing the Miami Heat in round 2, and the Boston Celtics will be playing the Milwaukee Bucks in round 2 for the Eastern Conference semifinals. So yeah, that's definitely going to be a very good matchup for both sides. So before we get into all of this stuff, this Sixers win and everything, what is going on, everyone? And welcome back to TTP Sports. The most important thing you can do is hit that subscribe button. I will greatly appreciate that. So if you're looking for all the latest Philadelphia sports news, recaps, and events, this is the place to be at, depending on the outcome, great or miserable, depending on that outcome. Also, if you're a current viewer of the channel, I'm grateful for you being here that long and looking to continue that down the road. Also, if you are looking for tickets to upcoming sporting events, concerts, whatever you can think of, use the code TTPSPORTS down below for $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. So there you go. Get yourself some second round tickets for games 3 and 4 at the Wells Fargo Center. Get some action right there for round 2. Get yourself some Phillies tickets as well. It's a deal you cannot pass up whatsoever. Free $20 in your pocket. Use that for concessions. Use that for parking. Use that for anything that you can think of. It's a deal that you cannot pass up on. And you use the code TTP Sports for $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. Like my brain got a little scrambled right there, just because I'm watching the NFL draft in the background, and it looks like the Eagles just got a AJ Brown for their 18th overall draft pick. Ooh, that's interesting. That is definitely interesting right there. So I'm definitely going to keep up with that in the meantime, because I was definitely not expecting that whatsoever. Wow. AJ Brown. Ooh. Jeez. Man, that is a good trade by the Eagles, though. But still, we'll get to the Eagles later, probably in a different stream later tonight. But first, I want to talk about the Sixers. We'll talk about the Eagles later. So yeah, Sixers dominating win. They beat the Toronto Raptors in Game 6 by a score of 132-97. Basically, everyone just chipped in. Everyone was doing their thing, and it was just simply a dominating performance. First half, very back and forth, more back and forth to my liking. The second quarter was a little bit slower, like, last game in Game 5. But the Sixers, basically the rest of the way, they dominated, outscoring the Raptors basically in the third and the fourth quarter. Raptors were not able to generate 20-plus points in each of those quarters, 17 and 19 respectively in those. But still, they managed to, basically close out the series in that second half, and everything calmed down now. We can calm down now. We can focus on the second round, and that is going to be the Miami Heat. Joel Embiid, dominating performance. Got off to a little bit of a slow start, but then he woke up as the game was going along. 33 points, a 20 plus 28 on the court, 12 of 18 from the field, 0 of 4 from 3, 9 of 10 from the free throw line, 10 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, and 3 blocks. Really fantastic performance out of Joel Embiid, and the Toronto fans were letting him hear it. He was getting fouled. He was doing his thing. He was trolling the fans. After that dunk, he does the airplane celebration just to mock the Toronto fans. And then Pascal Siakam elbows him the very next drive after. And originally, Embiid was called for the defensive foul. But, the 20 billion minutes of replays later, they finally called it an offensive foul on Pascal Siakam. So, yeah, it was a very weird game. Definitely on the foul side. There definitely were a lot of bad calls in this game, but that's basically expected from the NBA referee side. So I'm not really going to be talking much about that, because that's basically just expected at this point. But still, Joel Embiid played a fantastic game, and that's definitely something to look into going in the round 2. Tyrese Maxey was simply fantastic. Hit a lot of clutch threes in this game. He was 5 of 12 from the three-point line. My goodness. He was just chucking it up from 3, and he was hitting them, whether it was deep, whether it was on the move, on the dribble, getting guys to break their ankles. Tyrese Maxey was basically just doing it when he was losing the ball, and he found a way to pick it back up, and he just chuck it up there, and it went in. That was basically what Tyrese Maxey was doing the entire night. Finished with 25 points, a plus 32 on the court, 8 of 16 from the field, 5 of 12 from 3, 4 of 4 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds, 8 assists. Fantastic performance from Tyrese Maxey. James Harden was simply fantastic in this game. He was aggressive. We were asking him for, the past like so many goddamn weeks for him to be aggressive. James Harden was aggressive in this game. He was going to the basket. He was finding a way to get through. He was finding guys wide open. He was hitting his shots, even though he still only took at least 12 shots in this game. He was hitting them, though. He was finding ways to hit them, and he was getting to the free throw line. He was dishing the ball. He was 2 of 5 from 3. He finished with 22 points, a plus 38 on the court, 7 of 12 from the field, 6 of 6 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 15 assists. So James Harden was spectacular in this game. A little bit of throwback James Harden in this game. But on his last 3 of the game where he did hit it, he landed on the foot of Achua. And no, actually, he landed on the foot of OG Anunoby. And there was no foul called on the play, to where the rule does state if the defender doesn't give the person taking the jump shot a clear path to land, it's an automatic flagrant, or I think it's an automatic flagrant or a technical foul. And there was no foul called on the play, and rightfully so. Doc Rivers was irate, and he was pissed off that there was nothing called on that play because James Harden literally landed on Anunoby's foot, and he really didn't give him any room to land whatsoever. So that was definitely something to think about right there. The dreaded parts of streaming live. Sometimes you'll catch a sneeze, and sometimes you'll have to sneeze. But still, moving on, I digress. James Harden was spectacular. Tobias Harris, great once again on the defensive side, just basically doing everything to make the Toronto Raptors uncomfortable. Finished with 19 points, a plus 29 on the court, 7 of 15 from the field, 3 of 8 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. Fantastic performance out of Tobias Harris. He has just been great so far. Overall, one of the more consistent players in this series. Just basically what he's been doing on the entire court. So yeah, that's really just a change in the way Tobias Harris has been playing, and it's just simply fantastic to watch. Danny Green picked up where he left off in the previous game in Game 5. He went 4 of 7 from the field, and 4 of the 7 was all from 3. So he hit all of his shots from 3. He finished with 12 points, got 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. So, hey, Danny Green was very consistent, and that's basically all you can ask for. George Niang hit a couple of threes from the bench. Paul Reed was actually pretty decent in his time off of the bench, a plus 5 on the court, 9 points as well. Shake Milton got some action, only got 2 points. You saw Furkan Korkmaz out there for a little bit during the stretch. He was only out there for like a couple of seconds in like the first half, I believe. And then you eventually get those minutes in crunch time when you're basically blowing out the entire team. So that's basically, not like worrisome right there. I guess Doc was just trying to throw something weird there. But of course, it's Furkan Korkmaz on the court. He's not really going to be any type of impact whatsoever because it's Furkan Korkmaz. So, yeah, overall, just a fantastic performance from this Sixers team. They shot 58% from the field. They were 40% from 3, 95% from the free throw line, and just overall a great game. Pascal Siakam, looking at the Toronto side, in 44 minutes, he got 24 points. So he wasn't as, dominant as he was in the previous couple of games. 9 of 17 from the field, 0 of 4 from 3, 6 of 7 from the free throw line, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals. Also got into a little bit of foul trouble with 3 fouls. Anunoby with 5 points. Barnes with 18 points. Trent Jr. with 19 points. He was hitting it from beyond the arc. Boucher, was their best player on the court today. He got 25 points off of the bench in 32 minutes. 7 of 13 from the field, 2 of 6 from the free throw line, and 9 of 10 from the free throw line, and 2 of 6 from the three-point line. He also grabbed 10 boards as well with 1 block. So the Sixers could not figure a way to stop Boucher, which was, kind of frustrating because even though Boucher, he's that type of guy that just plays with a ton of effort, 150% effort every time he is on the court, and he's going to go after those loose balls. He's going to go after those boards, and that's basically what he was doing. And yes, especially in the first half, rebounding was a gigantic issue for this Sixers team. the first quarter and the second quarter, the offensive rebounds that the Raptors were consistently getting were just going completely everywhere. Just everything. Offensive rebounds for the Raptors. They got 15 in this game. The Sixers got 10. Sixers on the defensive side got 37 rebounds to Toronto's 22. And Jesus, it was just it was very frustrating in that first half specifically, because of all the offensive boards that the Toronto was grabbing. It was kind of very frustrating because it looked like once again the Sixers were not giving any effort, even though that's basically been a problem this entire season with the defensive rebounds and allowing teams to get those second chance points, third chance points, and so on and so forth. Got a little comment right here from Gavin saying, Joel doesn't really look like himself. Do you think he will get some more of his mid-range game back? I think right now when you're seeing some of those, you're seeing like a little bit of off from Joel Embiid. I think mainly right now it's basically because he's dealing with a thumb injury and he's probably still a little bit uncomfortable from that situation, from what he's dealing with. He's got a couple of torn ligaments in that thumb, and that is his shooting hand. And also it's going to affect the way he dribbles, affect the way he passes the ball, affect the way he defends, because sometimes if you swat with that hand, it's going to hurt your thumb. So right now he's still probably trying to figure out how to play with that thumb injury. And right now that's basically just the growing pains that we're going to have to witness throughout these playoffs until, eventually the Sixers do get, eliminated eventually. So we're just going to have to wait and, basically wait and see how it develops over time, how if Joel Embiid can find a way to get more comfortable with that thumb and he can find a way to be himself a lot more often than not. But I thought as this game went along, he was playing a lot better. So I think this definitely was one of Joel Embiid's basically his best game since game 3 in this series. So that's basically not more, less I can complain. And he only played 36 minutes in this game. So you saw Paul Reed out there for a little bit, but then also you saw, when basically you got in the crunch time, Joel Embiid got elbowed by Siakam. Doc Rivers took him out of the game at that point because basically the Sixers were up by 30. So there really was no point of Joel Embiid playing that rest of the game when you were up by that wide of margin with that little time left in the game. So yeah, I thought overall Joel Embiid was fine. Yeah, he looked a little off in the beginning, but he was able to go off a little bit at the end of the game, getting some nice passes from Harden, getting some nice dishes to him as well. So Joel Embiid was able to, light it up a little bit more going on into the second half, which is something that's really important going down the stretch. So yeah, Joel Embiid found his confidence in this game. Basically everyone that, even going back to the past couple of games where the Sixers were just, overall playing badly and just struggling shooting wise, especially looking at guys like Tyrese Maxey and everything like that. Like I said in the previous couple of games, I didn't think Tyrese Maxey was going to have that long drought of, just being that bad from the field. He was eventually going to wake up. And this is something I was talking about with one of my buddies as well, to where he was saying that when you look at the way the Sixers were in the first 3 games, Toronto had no business of being in those games, and basically everyone just counted them out. And then the same thing happened when Toronto won game 4 and 5. Everyone was counting the Sixers out at that point. They were basically saying the Sixers were going to choke the series. So you saw all that momentum ride with the Sixers, and the way that people were reacting to that, saying the Sixers, there was no way in hell that Toronto could win a game in this series. But then that reaction basically flipped 180 to when Toronto won games 4 and 5, and people were reacting the way the Sixers weren't going to be able to do anything like that. They weren't going to be able to play good ever again. But sometimes when you least expect it, the team, comes out on top. And that's basically, the best possible case scenario, I guess. Everyone was a little worried going into this game, hoping that Toronto wouldn't win. And the Sixers put up a very dominating performance, especially in that second half. And that's basically more than you can ask for from this team. So, yeah, there you go. Sixers find a way to win this game. They dominate in the second half, and they move on to round 2 to play the Miami Heat. So, yeah, we're going to be waiting a little bit right there. Round 2 is not going to start until Monday. And I remember seeing the schedule on there. So I want to find the entire schedule for round 2. I think, try to think what else. I'm trying to see if there was also, if you're looking at the Eagles right here, the Eagles traded for A.J. Brown. They also extended him to a 4-year contract worth $100 million. That's a really good trade. That is a fantastic trade from Howie Roseman right there. That definitely is. So I'm trying to see where is was it Jamie Apodi that tweeted it? I'm trying to see Jamie Apodi. I think it was her that possibly tweeted the second round schedule for the Sixers. I am not entirely sure. It was not her. trying to think who tweeted the second round schedule. I'm trying to find this. If I can go, let me see if it pops up for the Sixers right here. Okay, here we go. It does. Okay. So you got on ESPN right here the schedule for the entire round 2 against the Miami Heat. So we get Monday, Wednesday, May 2nd, and the 4th. That's going to be, right now, all the times are to be determined. So you don't know what times they're being played. I would most likely expect they're going to be prime times. So you got Monday the 2nd, Wednesday the 4th in Miami, Friday the 6th, and Sunday the 8th in Philadelphia. Game 5 is going to be on the 10th in Miami. Game 6 will be on the 12th in Philadelphia, and Game 7, if necessary, will be on the 15th in Miami. So, yeah, that's definitely going to be something that we're going to be looking down to in the next couple of days here. But still, overall, what are your thoughts on this win, everyone? What are your thoughts on the Sixers moving to round 2 right now? Are you confident in their, ability to beat the Heat in round 2? And overall, what do you think the matchup is going to be like? I want to hear all those thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below, so don't forget to leave those down there. Do not forget to drop a like on this video. Do not forget to check out the Painted Lines, which I'm a part of. The links are down in the description below. Also, don't forget to check out the links to BrodesMedia, the Flyer.pod merch website, and also Flyers Nitty Gritty. All that good stuff is down in the description below. Do not forget to check those out. And like I said at the beginning of the video, the most important thing you can do is hit that sub button and also use the code TTPSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. And I will see you next time.